Welcome back to the second video in my Space Hulk corridor creation. So as we stopped off last time, I had our basic corridor structure built and I went into making some panels. Came up with about 4 different designs here. We've got our cross hatch with grating, some just plain grating with a little border. Don't know how well you can see that, but a little diamond plate. A flat panel with some rivets, and then just for some interest in the center of rooms or corridors, sort of a hatch looking thing. I think this will look good when it's painted. One thing I did discover is through iterations were it was much easier to get better detail if I went all the way through with these details and the grates and the rivets and stuff. And also, same as the base, I started out making these 5mm thick. Realized I didn't really need 5mm, 1.5 would do just well, and they would fit right in there. And pretty solid once they all came in. Also decided just to modify these, put some end plates in, so similar to some of the original drawings and stuff, just to delineate a border between the two. So I think these turned out pretty good. So I've got a lot of printing and a lot of gluing to go and do. Some of the finished corridors that looked pretty good. Here's just a regular grate one. I did some damage there. Some of these were misprints, but some of them I just took a soldering iron and did a little melting. You'd probably see I also came up with a second design for the sidewalls of our corridors here. Sort of the industrial bulkhead looking thing. So I thought that looks pretty good. Got a few rooms. I did a full 3x4 room. One of the special missions needs it, and I think I can always take it down one row and use this as just a single room. And another room with sort of a nice variety of the tiles, give it a lot of different texture, and I think this will look really good when it's painted up. The diamond plates and the cross hatches, and then a little centerpiece there. So one of the other things I thought about as I was doing this is it takes a lot of rooms, and rooms are probably the biggest thing and the most time-consuming thing to print. So I wanted to limit the number I had to do, and I think in the full set there was something like 3 or 4 rooms with just one single entrance. It seems sort of a waste to have so many of those. And then you've got your L shape, your straight across, your 3s and your 4s. So what I came up with for that, to get down to probably around 6 to 7 rooms, is come up with just some little blockers. I didn't want to just leave this space open and pretend that it's not being used. So these can pop right in, and it blocks it up. Also adds a little interest to it. I made one with a throne for that one special mission there. Unfortunately, I don't have a Marine yet to put in there. I never got the actual one from the set. And then a little alcove looking thing, and I can print up a bunch of these and basically cut down the number of rooms that I have to use overall for my set. So again, if you're carrying this around, you're playing it or storing it, I didn't want to have and waste the plastic extra rooms that I had to print and keep around. So next thing, obviously, can't have Space Hulk without the doors. We need something for our Marines to shoot at when there are no gene stealers on the board. So the first iteration I came up with was just a simple sort of duplicate of the door, about the same size. This worked okay. It was a little small, I thought. I also thought about coming up with something that without a base that just fit in there. Also thought about having ones that you could like slide the door in, slide the door out, but they ended up being too bulky, and if you took the door out, then you couldn't put a piece on the space, or you'd have to sort of put one in between, which really, you know, Space Hulk doors always fit on the center of a tile. So I came up with these, and basically just a small base to hold them in there. They sort of still fit right in there. I think they'll look interesting. There's not a whole lot of detail, but I think when these are painted up green or purple or whatever, I think they're going to add a lot of contrast. I came up with some different designs. Came up with like a portal looking one. Did some with damage. This, I actually printed it with the damage that way. So it looked a little crisper than just burning through. But all in all, I think these doors are pretty easy to use and easy to store. If you need to take it out, just set it aside. If you destroy it, put it away, and you're good to go. And in the end, I think I'll need to print up like 20 of those. Also needed to come up with some dead ends. So came up with the 2 basic designs, and these just fit on the end of the corridor. One sort of a little fan looking one, and just a bulkhead. I can print up just like a little half tile there and just pop them right on the ends. And again, not giving a full extra space, which is what some of the missions require. It's just a dead end. Can't move past there. Also, the little pegs worked pretty good. I saw a comment in my other one that maybe use some puzzle pieces. Originally, I didn't think about that because I was afraid I was going to have to take the tile and make puzzle piece tiles. But with just placing these in, I might go back and look at that, see if there's some little design I can put in the end that they also fit together. But, you know, so far this is working pretty good. It is a bit of a pain to put these on all the pieces, but cost-wise is pretty cheap. I bought a bunch of these little barbecue skewer things. I think I got like 100 of them in a pack. I probably have used 5 of them so far, just cutting them into little pieces. I did do some assembling, and it's really not too bad. They slide together. They slide together pretty easily when they're on the table. So it's and they're pretty sturdy enough that they're not going anywhere in a normal game. So the last thing I came up with, I needed for my missions, was the ladders, little chutes and ladders action here. This would be the down ladder, sort of looks like a pitfall going down. Place these right up against the side so your Marine can still move, or Gene Stealer can still move over them. But if they want to go down, they'd have the corresponding one on the lower level. It's really pretty cool that amazing 3D printing stuff. I printed this one flat right on the build plate, right like that. Have a few little defects underneath there, but still overall, this thing printed out in basically 3 times in empty space, and that top looks pretty good. Definitely good enough for a 1,000-year-old Space Hulk or whatever. These ones, I just took a tile that had failed and printed them flat and then glued it on. So now I've pretty much got all the pieces I need, and now it's just a matter of doing a lot of printing and a little bit of gluing, and I should have my full set here, hopefully to show you something in the near future. Then we can get into painting and all that. So thanks for your time. Have a great day.